Out in Wisconsin, giving us the updates on what is happening on the ground there. Jason, how you doing today?
Hey, Mike, it's going fine. It's pretty quiet here. This is where that recount was supposed to take place, 188,000 square foot facility of the Wisconsin Center. This was where the recount is going to be happening, but right now we're on a little bit of a hold, and that is because the Trump campaign is making a number of requests, which I'll explain in a couple seconds here. But first, I want to give you a live look at what's happening here and what the situation looks like. This is where the recounts are going to take place. All these tables are spread way apart. You've got 3 chairs on this side of the table, one for one of the Trump campaign representatives, one for a Biden campaign representative, and then a third for another outside observer. Because we're recounting in the midst of a pandemic, you see there's plexiglass dividing those observers from the election workers who are on this side of the plexiglass. Everybody that comes into this facility has to have a mask. They have to have their temperature checks. That's what they're doing to keep people safe in the midst of this pandemic, in the midst of recounting these 400,000+ votes here in Milwaukee County.
Wow, so interesting just to see everything laid out there. Now, when everything gets going, Jason, how many people are going to be there? I'm seeing so many chairs right now.
Yeah, well, the clerk for Milwaukee County is estimating they might have 800 people in here. That includes all of the media, that includes the election workers, and then, of course, those at each table you've got 3 observers as well, plus observers that are filling in and overflow seating over here as well. So this is going to have 800 to 1,000 people he's estimating in here. Right now we're seeing some people, we're seeing election workers that this morning they took their oath, they pledged to support the Constitution and as well as diligently and faithfully do their role as an election worker. They did take that oath this morning, but right now everything's on hold as the 3 members of the Board of Canvassers, those are the people that will make the official rulings when ballots are challenged, when Republicans or Democrats make various issues. The Board of Canvassers will vote on each of those issues, and the Board of Canvassers right now is meeting an executive session looking at requests that the Trump campaign is making. The Board of Canvassers is made up of 2 Democrats and 1 Republican here in Milwaukee County.
And there we go there as we continue to bring you the latest here on News Now from Fox. If you're just joining us, everyone, we do have Jason Calvi here on the ground in Wisconsin giving us these updates that he is seeing on the recounts. And Jason, we talked about it yesterday, but for people that may have not seen that interview, how long is this recount process supposed to take?
Well, they have to be done in 13 days. So that 13-day window started yesterday. They have to be done in 13 days. They can only take 1 day off per state law. Now, this is going to run right through the Thanksgiving holiday. So here in Milwaukee, they have put together their proposed schedule for this recount. They are going to take Thanksgiving Day off, but that's about it. All the other days they'll be in here counting. But the clerk here in Milwaukee County, George Christensen, he says he hopes that they may actually be able to finish this recount by Wednesday, before Thanksgiving. We'll wait and see on that. There's a lot of work to be done, but first those challenges. If you take a look over here, Tim, photojournalist Tim Primo, what we've got 2 tables here. We've got a table closest to me is the Biden campaign lawyers, and then the table over there, farther from me, is the Trump campaign lawyers, and they're going to be making various arguments to the Board of Canvassers, who will be meeting to my right. They'll be making their arguments. Right now, the Trump campaign is asking for a number of things. They want to see a bunch of ballots taken and put aside. Those ballots are for a couple different issues, which, Mike, we talked about yesterday. One of those is the witness address. Here in Wisconsin, when you fill out your absentee ballot, you have to sign your signature on that absentee ballot. Then you have to have a witness sign it, and then that witness needs to put their address down. Well, the Wisconsin Elections Commission, which is our official body that oversees elections here in Wisconsin, for years now, for many, many years, they've told the clerks, the municipal clerks, that they could fill in that witness address if the witness did not put an address down. So they can use a database, they can use the internet, they can search or maybe make a phone call to the voter to get that address for the witness and then write it in themselves. So what the Trump campaign has asked that any of those ballots that have a different shade of pen ink, red or blue or whatever, different from the witness signature, that those ballots be set aside. The Trump campaign does plan to object to those particular ballots. Another group of ballots that they're going to object to is those who are indefinitely confined. Here in Wisconsin, we have a photo ID requirement. To vote, you have to present a photo ID. That also is in effect if you vote by absentee ballot. You need to upload a photo ID when you apply online for an absentee ballot. But there is a couple exemptions. One of them is for those who are indefinitely confined. Those who are at home because of illness, because of infirmity, or because of age, they can check the mark on that application that they're indefinitely confined, and then they don't have to upload that photo ID. Well, clerks here in Milwaukee County, as well as Dane County, the other county in Wisconsin that's seeing this recount, they told people in the midst of the state's lockdown, the safer at home order back in the spring election and primary, that those people, because they're at home, because of the safer at home order, they could potentially use that loophole to the state's voter ID law to get their absentee ballots. Republicans here are going to be challenging those votes, and so they've asked the commission right now to set aside all of those ballots. And in Milwaukee County, we're talking about 45,000 people voted this general election using that loophole, the indefinitely confined loophole to the state's photo ID law. So again, this is a state that President Trump is behind by 20,000 votes. So the Trump campaign is confident that they will have enough votes that they think they can toss out. The Biden campaign very confident that they're going to continue to keep their lead here in the Badger State.
And Jason, one of the things that President Trump was complaining about in Georgia was the signatures. Are they going to be looking at signatures as well here in Wisconsin?
Well, the Trump campaign just asked as well to see all of those photo IDs that were submitted. As I said, when you submit your absentee ballot request, you have to upload your photo ID. So the Trump campaign here in Wisconsin does want to see a copy of those IDs. I'm sure that would be used then to potentially compare the absentee ballot envelope, which has the voter's signature on it, with the ID to make sure all those things line up. We haven't heard exactly what they're going to do with all these ballots that they're asking to be set aside, but that is another one that they're asking for. They have a number of requests. So right now that Board of Canvassers is in executive session to review all of these issues. And again, that's the reason why this recount has not started here in Milwaukee County.
All right, definitely on standby. Jason Calvi, thank you for all the updates right there on the ground. You can't get any closer to that than right there that you are at. So thank you so much there, Jason. And while the counting will happen at some time today, I wanted to let you know that the counting for our interview yesterday, most in-demand interview that we had here, 250,000 views already, Jason. So yeah, a lot of people want to know these updates in Wisconsin.
Glad to do it. Glad to be with you. And we'll be on Twitter as well as Facebook, so join us there. We've got updates all day. We got video of what's going on here. We've got video of all of the poll workers who took their oath, promising to uphold the Constitution and faithfully discharge their duties. I got all that video on Twitter as well, so come join me there at Jason Calvi on Twitter.
That's awesome. All right, we will definitely do that, and many, many more will do as well. Thanks, Jason. As we continue to roll on right here on News Now from Fox, we'll continue to be getting updates in Wisconsin as the counting at some point will have to happen, and we'll be giving you those updates as well. All right, now let's take a look right here in Georgia. Looks like that rally is about to begin. This is where Republicans are trying to keep their majority for the Senate. And that's coming up, that vote in January. What we're going to do, folks, is take a short 2-minute break.